Hey guys, Nike here. I want to do a quick video on how to do inventory management in Guild Wars 1 the easy way. Before I get started on that, the thing I want to say that you need to do most of all is use Guild Wars Toolbox. It is a third-party app that has been whitelisted by ANET. You're allowed to use it, and frankly, it has so many options and so many things it can do that I can't even begin to describe it all. I don't even know everything that it can do. There's a lot of stuff that it can do that I don't touch. So yeah, but it does have something in relevance to this video that is quite good. So what it does do is it adds a little tooltip to your items in your inventory that tell you what they salvage into, which is very key for determining whether or not you should salvage an item or sell it to the vendor. And additionally, it'll help you identify whether or not the runes on the item, if it's an armor that has a rune on it, is expensive and worth salvaging, or whether or not you should vendor it. Additionally, it has this little feature. You got your identification kit. You can right click on it, identify all items. So that's the first thing. Exit the instance. You've got all your stuff identified. And now my advice is to go in order of rarity. So we start with whites. Okay. So this is dead bow. It salvages for wood planks. Wood planks are currently very valuable. This does require a little bit of market knowledge. You have to know what materials are currently very valuable and which ones aren't. At the moment, wood planks are valuable, so we will salvage the dead bow. All right, next. All right, so we've got a deadly Kesta. This is salvages for iron ingots. Iron is currently not very valuable, but it is usually very valuable. I'm not sure why the price crashed, but iron is used in making consets, so it's always worth having iron. So I will always salvage an iron thing. Wood plank or iron from the spear. We take that and we get iron. Okay, same thing here for this spear. Boom. This Cephas axe, same thing. Okay, and then cool. So now we've got all of the whites done. And what you can do then is just put all the materials you get into storage. So now you have a clean inventory, except for we now go through the purples and the rares. So purples are very easy. Purples almost never have max mods. So the mods on purples are almost never worth salvaging off. So you don't really have to think about, oh, should I salvage this mod off of this purple? No, they're not max almost ever, and you should never really do it. The only time I can think of that you should salvage the mod off of a purple is if it has a zealous weapon mod. I don't even know if zealous can drop on purples. They might be rare only. I'm not sure about that, but that's the only case I can think of where a purple would have a mod that you want to salvage. So these purples go straight to the vendor. Blues, again, will go straight to the vendor unless blues have highly salvageable, in which case then you treat it like a white. But otherwise, purples go to the vendor and blues. So now we have rares. In this case, we have a Darkhorn Rod of Memory. The memory mod is actually valuable. You can sell those for a few ectos each pretty reliably. Unfortunately, this one is only 19%. It's not perfect, so therefore it is not worth salvaging. No one will buy a non-perfect one, so that can go to the vendor. And then we have Superior Char Mastery rune, which is unfortunately not going to sell for too much. I do want to double check that though. I do want to check a vendor, because just because of the current state of the game with people playing, and people gearing up paragons, maybe superior spear mastery is worth something. I don't think so. No, it's not. So yeah, that can go to the vendor. So we have now, and put my superior char carving away. So now we've decided that everything in our inventory is going to the vendor, and boom, you just clear it out. And that's it. That's how you manage your inventory. You just go in color order. The whites, you want to salvage the whites based off the price of the materials from the material trader. And then otherwise you sell them. And then blues and the purples, you almost always sell unless you got a highly salvageable. In which case, the highly salvageable, you should salvage it for crafting materials if it is a valuable crafting material that it gives. And then if your rares have perfect in-demand mods, you want to sell them to the merchant. The question is, how do you identify whether a mod on a rare is a valuable or in-demand mod? And unfortunately, that comes down to market knowledge. What you can do is there's a website called Commandant Trade Chat, which I will link below in the description. And you can just basically type in the name of the mod. Like, let's say I've got something here, one of these. Let's say you've got a spear grip of enchanting. You can just, in the Commandant thing, you can just type spear enchanting, and it will show you people's want to buys or want to sells. And you know, if they're selling for a couple ecto, then yeah, that's something that you want to salvage off. If there hasn't been any listed or any want to buy in the last week, you can pretty much figure that that's not an in-demand item. It takes time. You have to learn what's valuable, what's not, but you'll eventually get to the point where you realize what's valuable, and you can do it kind of by looking at it. But anyway, so I will link below to a link to install, to get the so you can install Toolbox. And then I will also link to the Commandant Trade Chat. But yeah, really that's it. You just wanna go in order, whites, then blues, then purples, then golds, and just methodically go through rarity by rarity, and follow the heuristic. Again, whites are going to be salvaged if they salvage for a valuable material. If they don't salvage for a valuable material, you can merch them. Purples and blues, they are always merched unless they have a highly salvageable mod, in which case you salvage if they are a valuable material. And then rares, if they have an in-demand perfectly rolled mod, you will salvage the mod. If they do not, they go to the merchant. And that's basically it, guys. Any questions you have about inventory management, leave them below. Any tips you might have, leave them below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.